Greetings everyone, it's Cain here. Welcome to my video. So in this video I'm going to be talking about, will Russia defeat Ukraine? Now I'm not trying to be negative in this video whatsoever. I'm just giving you guys my thoughts about the whole current situation. Now, to make it short and simple and to the point, I do think Russia is going to defeat Ukraine eventually. There is absolutely no way Ukraine can win. Just look at the statistics whatsoever. Russia has a population of 144 million people. Ukraine, 44 million people. Russia is highly more advanced than Ukraine, is better equipped, whether it's controlling the airspace. You know, that's a big advantage when you control the air. Ukraine is outgunned and is pretty much flanked because all the neighboring countries around Ukraine are pretty much allies of Russia. And all the shit we're sending to Ukraine, you know, all these weapons and artillery and whatsoever, I think it's just prolonging the war. And it's pissing Putin off because they know they're going to take it. It's just, it's going to take time. I mean, there's a chance Ukraine could be Russia's Vietnam, but the terrain's different in Ukraine. Now, I don't really know personally the terrain of Ukraine, but I know the terrain in Vietnam is a whole different environment compared to Ukraine, which is why the United States had a very hard time with the Viet Cong, because that place is an absolute jungle. You know, and the people there have developed underground. In Vietnam, they did underground bunkers and tunnels, and it was quite hard to take that. They obviously knew the environment better than the US did, and they adapted to it, which gave them a higher advantage. Now Ukraine, I'm not sure how that environment is. It's probably cold over there since it's by Russia. You know, it's probably colder climate. It's probably more flat, a little hills here and there, pine trees. You know, it'd be a whole lot easier to take that rather than a jungle. Now, if Ukraine was a jungle, it'd be quite hard for Russia to take it. Environment makes all the difference, guys. Especially when you're waging a war in like jungle climates or swamplands or tropical climates. These climates are very difficult because obviously the terrain, you know, trees, brushes, it gives soldiers advantages. You know, it's like fighting in the city. It's very difficult for an army to take a city because there's so much structures and places to hide, and it's pretty hard. One of the most interesting battles to me was the Battle of Stalingrad in the USSR at the time, Russia, between the Nazis and the Red Army. Hitler could have took that. Just the environment is what stopped them. The terrain is pretty much what was the downfall of the Nazis. You know, Napoleon was the same way. You know, he tried to take over Russia. He was doing pretty damn good, and snowed like hell and ruined the whole campaign and just made it a living hell for the soldiers and the artillery and whatsoever. So yeah, I do think Russia's going to eventually take Ukraine. It'll probably be years. Hopefully not. You know, I'm not on the Russian side. I'm not on no one's side. It's just, I'm just looking at how it is, guys. I'm just saying it how it is so you don't have to. My thoughts, putting content on my channel. You know, we don't need a war. It's needless. Like Russia doesn't have enough land to begin with. You know, people are just so damn greedy and just fighting for nonsense. We're in the year 2022. You think we'd evolve at this time? You know, we could pretty much see the world in this device called a smartphone. You know, some guy from China is probably watching me right now, and that's great. And with all the technology that we have and how we advanced this far, we're still having stupid wars like this, which is baffling to me. It is what it is, though. I'm ashamed to be human, not gonna lie. You know, I bet if an alien race came, and if they do, we would all unite as a planet. That would be the only time. Or if there's like an asteroid, not even then. I think only if an alien race came. If an alien race came, guys, let me tell you, they would be nomads, wanderers, travelers, an alien race that doesn't settle. They pretty much explore. They would be nomads, and I don't think they would be kind. Because if you look at colonization, you know, they pretty much kill the men, rape the women, and reap the spoils of war, the benefits throughout the land, and make their lives like paradise, while humans would be in a living hell. Probably eaten. We'll probably be their dogs, like pets to them, for all we know. Anyway, I'm just rambling now. Yeah, I feel bad for the people in Ukraine. You know, I understand what they're fighting for, but man, the odds are against Ukraine. You know, even with all these people joining, like, you got a couple soldiers from England just traveling to Ukraine just to fight for them. They're just like people that want to help out the cause. You know, no matter what, you're going against a huge country with a population of 144 million. With technology almost comparable to the United States and China. Now, when you control the skies, that's a big advantage in modern day warfare. Modern day warfare is pretty much artillery and controlling the skies. But when you control the air, it's a big, you know, you could bombard the enemy in the trenches and whatnot, in their posts. Even nowadays, we have like drones that pretty much do most of the work, like that help the soldiers in need. You know, shit we didn't have like back in 1944 or in the First World War. Way back then, you know, technology is really advancing, and yeah, when you control the skies, it's a big advantage. And it's going to be hard to beat that. And Russia pretty much controls Ukraine's skies. I think throughout years, if Russia does take control of Ukraine, there's just going to be like militias and just kind of like how Nazis controlled France. Like there will always be secret societies trying to rebel and fight. And who knows? You know, all the countries on this planet are like at a fragile place. We don't want to go start a world war, and especially when it comes to United States, China, and Russia. Because if you fuck with the US, you pretty much fuck with Canada and Australia and Europe. You fuck with China, you pretty much fuck with Russia. Well, you see, you don't want to mess with China. If China lost 1 billion people, it wouldn't affect them. They have so many people in that country, it's not even funny, guys. Like, I don't understand how people breed so much when there are condoms nowadays, when you can get a vasectomy. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? What the fuck is wrong with the human race? I'm absolutely ashamed to be human. Human beings are absolutely disgusting, horrid creatures. Creatures of habit, never happy, never satisfied. And I empathize, because I was at that time of my life until I balanced myself and started to live in harmony with nature. You know, you can't change people. You just can't. The majority of the human population will not change. Some, that very few of me living here change. Most won't. And it's something you have to accept. And if you can't accept that, then get away from them. Now, I don't know too much history about Ukraine, the history of Ukraine. I do know it was Russia at one point. I think before World War II, it belonged to Russia. All those countries on the eastern side of Europe or Eurasia. I believe they became independent after they kicked out Germany. But Russia was pissed because they still wanted them. But I don't know, to be honest. It doesn't matter. It's the past. Water under the bridge. You know, people let the past affect them. It's just such bullshit. Like, how insecure can you be? Look at Japan. We bombarded, we nuked them, actually, and we're on great terms with Japan currently. They're one of our closest allies. I don't even think they have an army currently. I don't even think they could have an army. Probably like a militia. I don't know. It's a crazy world. Nor do I care. Nor do I need to care. But I do believe Ukraine's gonna fight hard, probably to the last man. Deplete pretty much most of the population that stays there. Russia will probably eventually take it over due to artillery, due to ammunition, due to numbers, technology, you know, such as aircraft, tanks, jeeps. You know, they say Ukraine's actually running out of ammunition and supplies, and they're begging other countries. And the U.S. is sending billions of dollars. I think recently it just sent $1 billion. Like, I think that's just going to prolong it for the most part. Because Putin knows he's going to take it. It's a war nowadays, it's pretty much a slow process. Because people, that country had a long time to prepare. You know, I believe they had a skirmish or a war before, like, I think in the 80s or 90s. I could be wrong. Ukraine and Russia. I don't know, but look at Afghanistan and Russia. I believe Afghanistan beat Russia. You know, so anything could happen. You know, but this is just what I think currently. Yeah, anything could happen in a war. But we shall see. Just putting content on my channel, letting you guys how I feel and how I think about a current situation. Leave a comment, tell me what you guys think. You know, it's pretty interesting to me how there's I think 300 Ukrainian soldiers are dying a day. You know, that's pretty crazy. They're fighting hard. 300 a day. All right, everyone. Subscribe, hit that bell, leave a comment. Respect those that comment the most. Hope everyone comes to their senses and Putin stops this silly war. Putin. That's such a weird name. That sounds like a gay stripper. But it's needless. Hope we all come together, live in harmony with nature, and stop a lot of the exploitation and dehumanization of humans and animals, of all creatures on this planet as much as possible. Alrighty, one. Thank you.